and gentlemen, good evening. It is 19:01. May I please request everyone to take their seats so we can commence with our program. It is a short, packed program and we would want to start on time so that we can also finish on time. Please make your way through to your seat. As we are about to commence with the program, the ICC has requested that we play a video of their house rules. Can I please request that we pay attention to the house rules video? Thank you. The ICC house rules, please.
Welcome to the Durban ICC, where the world meets Africa. As a leading world-class events facility, we make your safety our #1 priority. Please give us your attention for a few minutes to take you through some important health and safety information. As the Durban ICC is a public space, please remember to keep your personal belongings safe and with you at all times. We have many bathrooms for you to use around the venue. They are clearly marked in the foyer and concourse areas. The Durban ICC is a smoke-free building, but we do have clearly marked smoking zones outside the main entrance and in the courtyards opposite the concourse. Please make use of these areas and the ashtrays provided when you smoke. In the event of a medical emergency, please dial the emergency number 031 360 1007 for assistance. The Durban ICC has developed a very simple emergency evacuation plan that everyone must be familiar with. Our staff are specially trained and will be there to assist you in following this plan. In the event of an evacuation, an announcement will be made to leave the venue. Please remain calm and walk swiftly to the nearest emergency exit in the concourse area. These exit doors are clearly marked. Security guards and the marshals will also help direct you out of the building. Please do not use any lifts or escalators in the event of an emergency. Once outside, you will be directed to the nearest assembly point by the marshals for your safety. Please wait at the assembly point until the venue has been cleared and the marshal deems it safe for you to return to your seats. Thank you for your time and enjoy this event.
Thank you. I am going to request once more that we take our seats. Whilst we are allowing those few guests to take their seats, there is a prize, one of the biggest prizes I've ever heard, of 100,000 rand. We've just watched a safety evacuation video here. There was a number given, a 031 number, in a case of an emergency. Can anyone tell me what was that number? There's 100,000 rand at stake. Gone. Ladies and gentlemen, it is important that we watch the safety and evacuation procedures. I always wonder and marvel at the people who sit at the airplanes, in the emergency set, and you can just tell that, many of us we won't survive. But simply because the people that are sitting there are just not listening. So welcome, I will formally introduce myself shortly. But before we start, I am going to request Ayanda, one of the disclaimers I always make when I am requested either to facilitate or to program direct, I always make a disclaimer. I'm not a comedian, I'm not a singer. So please, this evening do not expect any of that. So I'm not going to lead the national anthem, but I am going to request, where's Ayanda? Aida, my apologies, Aida. I thought I was smart by memorizing your name earlier on. Can I please request everyone to please stand up and respect the singing of our national anthem. Over to you, Aida. Thank you so much. You may all take your seats back. There was one person who truly sang his heart out. Prashina was watching you, Mr. Maharaj. The passion on your face when you were singing, truly South African. All labor that uplifts humanity has dignity and importance and should be undertaken with painstakingly excellence. Those are the words of Dr. Martin Luther King. My name is Zolango Wane, and I have the pleasure of hosting and directing this auspicious and inaugural event of shipping, the first time of its kind in South Africa, in Africa, but we can't claim that globally because we know that it is done elsewhere. It is truly an event that is honoring those legions, those who have taken the time to painstakingly, with so much great effort and with passion, to make sure that they pave the way for so many South Africans. It is quite a beautiful, beautiful venue, and you all look absolutely amazing. Can you please give yourself a round of applause? Thank you. We do clean out nicely. From the safety boots on the bird side, on the docks, on the vessels. I don't recognize many of you, but I know many of you. So maybe later on, when I look closer, I will recognize you. You do clean up beautifully. You look absolutely amazing. Because it is quite a full event, and I am going to be judged based on my timekeeping. So I am going to be strict with the speakers, with the presenters. If you have watched either the Grammys or the Emmys, there's that music that plays if you have exceeded your allocated time. And with me, slim as I am, you can't ignore me when I stand next to you. And I'm not going to have a kind face because some of the shoes that we wear, ladies, you would know, are meant from the car to the seat and not for standing up. So please be kind to my heels this evening. I'm truly not going to waste any time. There is someone who is going to give us the official opening, and I would like to call on stage the eThekwini Maritime Cluster Chairperson, Mr. Emmanuel Njangase, who is going to officially welcome each and every one of you here. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor for me to stand in front of you. I'm a bit scared though, because the lady on my right just warned me. And when someone warns you and she's a female, you better take it serious. So, Madam Lady, this evening, I'm happy to oblige. My job is simpler for the rest of the guests and the speakers, is to welcome everyone to this beautiful evening. I think I'm going to start by saying our guest of honor, you're welcome. Our sponsors, you are welcome. Our distinguished guest, you are welcome. It is an honor to host you in this maiden voyage, the first of its kind, the shipping gala in South Africa. I'm led to believe that everywhere in the world they do it. We just have not done it. So don't worry, we will did it too. With that being said, I've been one to be very short, and I can talk a lot because I only have a mouth and a voice to speak to. The looks, I might outsource it. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Mr. Njangase, thank you so much. I did not mean to be a bully here, but thank you so much for giving us the 3 minutes that we are needing to be back on track. As I said earlier on, we do have quite a packed program, and today really is not about anyone else, but it is about acknowledging the great work that has been done by the inductees that we are acknowledging today. I'm trying to scan the room to make sure that this young man I'm going to call on stage, it is already seated in the room. It is such an honor for me to call Mr. Peter Besnard on stage. Whilst he's coming onto the stage, I must say this, that Peter is one of the many legends that have really had quite an impact to my growth and development in the maritime space. Our first meeting was a bit tricky, almost lost my job, but Peter was very passionate and is always and will continue to be passionate about the performance of the port system and overall the maritime industry. Peter Besnard, welcome on stage as you introduce to us one of the first inductees, Mr. Prasheen Maharaj. Thank you.
Well, I hope I don't get kicked off because I stutter. No, I'm only joking. It's a great pleasure to speak on behalf of the next speaker. And that is somebody I've admired in passing on of my career. And I've been asked to say a few words for a man who during the past 40 years has been at the forefront between our shipping industry and Transnet, the public owner of South African ports and container terminals, Captain Sana. He arrived in South Africa in 1987 to build a solid foundation from which Mediterranean shipping company vessels could spread all over the world. Here, he worked endlessly to create, with the help of his wife Sandra and son Rosario, the biggest shipping organization in the country. Today, he is still the chairman of MSC and still fighting to see South Africa progressing within to top country in the world. In his own opinion, the biggest achievement has been the creation of Shozoloza, the South African team to challenge in the 2007 American World Cup. The best sailors in the world with a state-of-the-art yacht built in South Africa and his young multiracial crew. Although the Shozoloza team did not win the American Cup, the team went on to win the most important awards of the competition, becoming a true African legend, of which a short resume will be shown in the following video, which I'm sure you'll all enjoy. Thank you.
As always, Peter is keeping me on my toes, really, in terms of my program. So before we call the captain onto the stage, can I request that we play the video? And I am going to request that we all give respect to what we are going to be watching and really watch it with passion and with greatest attention. The video, please. Some projects we heard from the video are led by passion and not by paychecks. And you could clearly see the passion that was clearly evident on the faces of each and every team member. But when the captain Sano said he was so emotional, Captain, did you want to call Mommy? I thought you said you wanted to call Mama there on the video. That's how emotional you were. But that was passion, and thank you for the legacy that you have left for the South Africans, for positioning South Africa. Resilience, courage in the face of stormy waters, teamwork, collaboration, that's what we saw through that video. And now I am going to humbly and respectfully call onto the stage Captain Salvatore Sano to receive his award and to be the first inductee in this inaugural event. Can we all please rise and give the captain the biggest round of applause? And now we are going to give time to the captain to give us some few words. Thank you. You may all be seated. Can we please have the lights back on? We do need the lights. We are young, so our eyesight is still 20/20. So please, can we have the lights on?
Without the light is the saver. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I am Captain Sarno. Yes, I am the young man that you have seen on the video. And in my life, I have received a few honors, but to have been chosen by a group of respectable professionals in the shipping, to have been chosen to enter in the shipping Hall of Fame is making me very emotionally. My heart is full of emotion, is full of passion, and I am repeating myself that what I have done, what I have tried to do in the shipping, then has been seen by the community, which is recompensing me with this award. I consider South Africa as my own country. You have seen the enormous flag that for 4 years I have brought all over Europe. I have spent in this country most of my life, always on the front line to improve the productivity of our port. And as from the beginning, we are going back in 1998, 1996, to show to the new management how to run a terminal, how to do the job. And I recall the first time that I was introduced to President Mandela. It was a gala like this in Centon, and the ex-CEO of Transnet, Mafika Mokwanadzi, he brought to me, to the President, and telling him, Mr. President, I want to introduce you somebody very special. He is Captain Sarno. And the President stood from his chair, maybe captain, he was thinking something, something else. And I was looking at him from my eyes up to his eyes, up to 1.95 m, because he's a huge man, he's so tall. And he shook my hand when Mafika told him, Captain Sarno is giving us suggestion on how to run our port. And President was shaking my hand, and when Mafika told him, but Mr. President, we don't pay him. Then he put the other hand on my hand and saying, thank you, Captain, thank you. South Africa need people like you. I never forgot his word. And as from that moment, I was just trying to cooperate. It was not a case to advantage my company, Mediterranean Shipping Company. No, never. It has never been my intention, and maybe I was making something wrong for my company. It has been always for the community, for this community, for the KwaZulu-Natal shipping community for all together, and they have never stopped to do that. Somebody from the World Bank has degraded our terminal as the last or one of the last in the world. That gentleman has made something very, very wrong, in my opinion, because he was considering just the equipment. He was not considering at all the people, the South African people, the South African shipping community, which this evening they are here at this gala. So, my dream, before finally to retire, with the satisfaction of maybe of a lot of people, but my dream is to show to that gentleman how wrong he was. My dream is to bring back South Africa container terminal as the best in Africa, with the cooperation of course, of Transnet management and the cooperation of all of you. I have seen this port, Durban port, sparkling with activity. I have seen the dry dock overbooked every time. I have seen so much energy in our community, with so much energy as well in the port workers, which there are second to nobody, believe me, when they have the right equipment. So my promise this evening to all of you is that I will retire only when I will see back the productivity in our terminal, a good productivity, the productivity of 22, 25 containers per hour. But I am an old man, so please, we must do now, and I am sure that with the help and the cooperation of everybody, we will succeed. Thank you very much.
If you thought I was going to get up from my chair and stand next to the captain, you must have been dreaming. I wasn't going to do that. Thank you so much for all your hard work, and thank you to your family for always being your pillar, for giving us you in the South African shipping industry, for sharing your expertise and for leading and paving the way ahead for so many students. I remember when I was preparing for this session in 2001 in June, you were speaking in Cape Town. There was a Maritime Study Open Day, and there was a quote that was on the newspapers that said, "Success crowns hard work." And that has really stayed with me, and I'm sure with so many people. We salute you, Captain. Thank you so much for all the hard work. And now with this ambiance that is so romantic, I'm just going to tweak the program a little bit And where's Ida and the band? Are you close by? I was requested to bring you on stage quickly. Thank you. We are going to allow the band just 5 minutes whilst we give the hotel, the venue, 5 minutes to try and see if they can sort out the lighting, and then we can proceed with the program. Thank you.
I mean, I feel a bit cornered here. How does one come to the stage after a legend like Captain Sano? And I feel like the anticlimax. So, to share a stage with Captain Sano is such an honor and a privilege. And I want to stand on all protocols observed because there's too many important people in this room, and I'm not going to be the one to miss them out. So, when I was nominated to be inducted in this inaugural Shipping Hall of Fame, I was a bit skeptical as to whether I should accept this honor. After all, I've yet to reach 50, and the best years in this industry are still ahead of me. But what changed my mind when I reflected about the contribution to this industry that I'm most proud of. We run the largest apprenticeship, in-service, and internship program in the marine engineering industry in South Africa. We started this program in 2008, and even the years when we could ill afford it, we kept it going. The reason we kept it going is that we, as the current leadership of the industry, have an obligation to the youth of this country to create a future and to give them hope. This is the reason I decided to accept the nomination, because I wanted to show the youth that it can be done despite the odds being stacked against you. I wanted to show the youth that if a boy from the township with an unemployed father and a mother who was a cleaner can make it, so can they. Because they desperately need hope. They definitely need inspiration. After all, a country whose youth have no future is a country with no future. And on the topic of the future, I must humbly submit that the only way this beloved shipping industry of ours is going to survive is if we all decide as stakeholders in the maritime value chain to work together in a cooperative and collaborative manner with the singular aim of restoring our maritime industry back to its former glory. We really need to support each other and make whatever selfless sacrifices that needs to be made, or else this industry will have no future. This country will have no future. And that's one of the main reasons we heeded the call to support a fun-filled event that brought together all the most important players in South Africa's shipping industry under one roof, so that we can reconnect as human beings and begin to have meaningful conversations about turning the tide on the current state of the industry and return it to its rightful place on the global maritime map. So today is all about the future, inspiring the future generations to consider shipping industry as a path to prosperity. It's the start of the future partnerships that will happen due to conversations that will take place tonight. And I really hope you use this opportunity to have conversations. But more importantly, it's the start of making the vision of South Africa being one of the greatest maritime nations in the world a reality. This is not a dream. It can be done. Portugal was a country of 1 million people when it conquered half the world. So this is not a dream. We can make it a reality. It can be done if we simply make selfless decisions that we need to work together and do whatever is necessary to make this dream become a reality. The sacrifice and resilience will be worth it in a few years from now when you shall be reaping the fruits of your sacrifice and efforts. Until the age of 16, I shared a house with 40 people, and we shared one outside bathroom and 2 outside toilets. Tonight, I'm being inducted into the Shipping Hall of Fame. So dreams do come true. It just requires a gigantic effort. So let's not be complacent in our self-imposed silos. Just remember, no matter how successful we may become, true greatness is never content. Lastly, I'd like to thank my wife Masina and my children Milan and Mikai for being my guiding light and my source of motivation and inspiration in all my life's endeavors. I would also like to thank all those who supported me on this journey and on whose shoulders I stood and rose. Many of you are here tonight. I will be forever grateful. Thank you.
Prashin, thank you for those words of hope, resilience. And the one thing that I am also taking from you, and especially for the youth that is present here, it doesn't matter how you start, your beginning does not count, but it's how you end that matters. And that collaboration will take us everywhere. You and Captain Sano do share a dream that you want to see as a reality. You're talking about South Africa being seen as that maritime country that can be positioned globally. And the captain is also talking about our flagship container terminal being one that is best and competitive in the world. And I do support you when you say that these are not dreams, but it is a reality if each and everyone that is seated here can bring their so much experience together, and we can see that come through. And now we are on the part of the program that is very special. Safety and security play quite an important role in any economy. And as the KZN province, we are in the last couple of months and year or so, we've been on the news for the right reasons. We are definitely leading in terms of fighting crime, and that is because the KZN law enforcement police are ably led. So I would just like to ask Zenzi and Duran to make your way whilst I read this. There will be a check that is going to be issued, but I first want to give you context in terms of how this NPO was chosen. The check is going to be issued to the South African Police Education Trust, which is a non-profit organization. The SAPS Education Trust, which is subset, was established by the National Commissioner on the 23rd of November 2010 to assist the children of SAPS members who, while on duty, laid down their lives in protecting and saving the lives of the public and property. The subset has received a significant number of applications from students seeking financial assistance. However, not all applications have been successful due to non-availability of funds. The Provincial Commissioner, KZN, is aiming to raise an amount of R1 million towards this fund on this first event. It is my greatest honor and pleasure to call upon the stage and to introduce you. I think Honestly speaking, he is the people's general, not only in KZN, but in South Africa. General, general, general. Oh, General Mkhwanazi.
Thank you so much. You may be seated. Yeah, well, it feels good to come and collect money. Program director, let me first observe the protocols that have been laid out already. So it's not much from me. And I must say, I am here today not necessarily feeling well, but I was instructed to be here by Mr. Praveen Maharaj, the one that is mainly driving us and supporting us in the South African Police Service. And he has assisted us a couple of weeks ago to raise quite a lot of money. And thanks to Mr. Praveen for showing the support. I know that the Constitution gives a mandate to the South African Police Service to provide the safety and security for all the citizens and their properties in the Republic. And they say in the Republic, not in the ocean. I know you operate in the ocean. So you might then wonder, why do you have to care about supporting us as the police? Yeah, well, you have to care because when you're in the ocean and something happens, you need the law enforcement to come on board and assist you. The harbor is the ocean, but we operate in the space. Your offices and your warehouses are on land, inland. So we are in that space. So feel free if you need the service of the South African Police Service, knowing that you have your security companies that are out there. But if there is something that you feel you need the police to be close by, call on us. We'll always be there because in terms of the Constitution, we have a responsibility to provide the safety and security for you and your properties, and including, obviously, your families. So we want to appreciate the gesture that you've given us today. This check and this contribution and more that you're still going to give us tonight, Program Director said so. For those that are still going to come, it's not the donation that goes to the South African Police Service in KwaZulu-Natal, but it is a donation that goes to the South African Police Service, which is a national organization. It's going to support the children of our police officers who died in the line of duty, who are working in Cape Town. From Cape Town, who are working in Northern Cape, who are working in the land and bread of this country. So it's not only confined in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. We're just going to contribute into that donation basket for all the members to benefit. But I want to thank you again, Program Director, and the leadership of this event for arranging this. And the space is still open for us to take more money. Thank you so much.
We are approaching the end of our program. But before I call Mr. Jiran Naidu onto the stage for the vote of thanks, this is not only for General Mkhwanazi, this is also directed to you, Mr. Prashin Maharaj, to you, Captain Sano, and Deputy Minister, Mr. Naren Singh. You are welcome, sir. I am going to blame the poor lighting. That is my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. We welcome you, sir, and we thank you for supporting us and your department. I really appreciate that. So to all the leaders here, I want to share this quote, but because I'm saying it after the general has spoken, so it is coming from the military. It is a quote from General Colin Powell, when he says, the most important thing I learned is that soldiers watch what their leaders do. You can give them classes and lecture them forever, but it is your personal example they will follow. So to you, Captain Sano, Mr. Maharaj, it is your exemplary leadership that each and every one of us who's sitting here is following. Because you put yourselves out there to all the safety and security community that is here. We do appreciate the work that you do in the economic space, but also in our own personal space. It is not easy. Your families suffer, you suffer for the sake of keeping South Africans safe. So we also salute you. We salute all the leaders, the captains of industry that are here, to the young ones that are here as well. Let us take the lessons and the baton and move forward. With those words, I am going to call you, Duran, to come on stage to please give us a vote of thanks. And immediately after that, I am going to call onto the stage Captain Sano, Zenzi, Mr. Prashin Maharaj, the General, and Durand, you saw this beautiful cake here, and I intentionally set away from it. So we just need to really close the session with the cutting of that cake. Over to you, Mr. Knight.
Good evening, distinguished guests, Deputy Minister Narendra Singh, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, I would like to thank the Almighty for blessing us with the opportunity to gather here tonight. It is through His grace that we celebrate this remarkable evening, the inaugural South African Shipping Gala. Tonight's theme, Oceans of Opportunity, Charting New Horizons, reminds us of the boundless potential within our maritime industry, and we are grateful for the vision and collaboration that has brought us here. This event would not have been possible without the support of our generous sponsors. To our platinum sponsor, Sandock Austral Shipyards, thank you for your exceptional commitment to empowering South Africa's maritime sector. To our gold sponsor, MSC, and bronze sponsor, Nsinambi, your contributions reflect your dedication to the industry and sustainability. Your belief in the importance of events like this inspires us all. To our collaborating organizations, the Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers South Africa, the eThekwini Maritime Cluster, and the South African Association of Ship Operators and Agents. Thank you for your leadership and cooperation in uniting the maritime community under one roof for this evening. We also owe a debt of gratitude to our media sponsors, including ABIA, Bunker Spot, Maritime Review, Freight News, and Shipping and Freight Resource. Your efforts to amplify our voices ensure that South Africa's maritime story is shared on a global stage. A special thank you goes to the incredible service providers who work tirelessly to create a seamless and memorable evening. ICC for hosting us in this prestigious venue, Unlocking Oceans Economy for your 360 photo booth, Oven Delights for the cake, Touchstone Digital Solutions, Big Eye Branding, Pronto Print, Creative High, Spot on Events, Sundance Music, Aphrodisiacs, Siyabonga Sokela Photography, Akimed, Flowwater, GID Holdings, for your combined efforts in ensuring tonight's success. Each of you has had a special touch to this occasion. Our performers, the fire dancers and musical act Caviar Music, have added an air of magic and entertainment to this celebration. Thank you for sharing your artistry with us. To our esteemed speakers, including Chairman of EMC, Mr. Emmanuel Nchangasi, CEO of Sassoa, Mr. Peter Besnard, and Honoraries Prashim Maharaj and Captain Salvatore Sano. Your words have inspired us and reminded us of the importance of leadership and vision in shaping South Africa's maritime legacy. To everyone gathered here tonight, your presence is a testament to the commitment and passion that fuel our industry. As we aim to unlock the full potential of the ocean economy, let us continue to work together to ensure the sustainable and inclusive growth of the South African maritime sector. Finally, a special thanks to our MC Zola, the organizing team, Ivashni, Etinga, Zinzi, and Yamkela, for your hard work and dedication. In making this event a resounding success. Your tireless efforts remind us that collaboration and determination are the keys to achieving greatness. Let us now continue to enjoy this evening and celebrate the bright horizons ahead of South Africa's maritime future. Thank you, and may the winds of opportunities always be at our backs. Thank you. And with that, I'm having my first drink. 3 cheers, everyone. Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Cheers!
May I please humbly request Captain Sano, my apologies, I know you were just about to. If you can please come on stage. Prashin, if you can also please come on stage. Thank you. And I am going to request the band as well. Thank you so much to everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of our program. I would like to express my gratitude for given the opportunity to be the MC of this event today. It has been my utmost pleasure and honor to stand here before you. I also thank myself, Durant, for showing up. Really, I did show up. This industry is very close to my heart, so it is one of those things that one really loves with deep, deep down in my heart. As I leave the stage, please remember to stay focused on your mission. Remain steadfast in your pursuit of excellence and always do the right thing. That is one of my favorite quotes from Mark Epser. Please stay kind, stay blessed, and God bless you always. My name is Zola Ngowane. There will be dinner. Dinner is going to be served. There's going to be some lively music. Please do stay and network. I thank you. God bless you.